welcome. I'm back in the Midwest. I was just in Arizona with a little impromptu visit over there, but I'm right back here in the Midwest, and it's such a beautiful day today that I had to do this reading outside. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the wind gets choppy or if anything gets hard to hear. Please let me know, because I know I'm outside. But I wanted to be out here because it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful holiday weekend. How is everybody doing? Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa, here for another weekly reading. Today we are covering today's date, September 5th, all the way to September 12th next week. And we're also covering the new moon in Virgo that's happening tomorrow on the holiday. And so for all of you who have the extra day off, who are about there barbecuing, having some family time, even just people that are chilling at home or doing their own kind of connection ritual to themselves and to their loved ones, shout out to all of you. You know, hopefully you're taking a nice load off of all the work and labor of the day and week and month, and you're giving yourself a little retreat. All right, how are you doing? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're feeling today. Again, please let me know if you can hear me well. It's beautiful out here in the Midwest, and I wanted to be outside today. There will be noises, there will be planes going over, but it kind of makes it fun, right? So today, the weekly reading is titled Check Your Ego at the Door. So let's all take a deep breath to do that exact thing. Exhaling, releasing the ego, releasing the need to control or force or have a hierarchical energy around something, releasing the impulse to fight over power or control, okay? Especially when we're having holiday weekends, or we're seeing family, or we're connecting with friends, or people are drinking. Make sure you're checking your ego at the door, okay? That's a big part of this week's message. We're gonna get into that in just a second, but I first wanna talk about the review of last week so that we can know where we're jumping off from before we get into this week's messages, okay? So this week we have this amazing, or I'm sorry, let me, look, I'm jumping ahead already. Last week, okay, Amble with Contentment card came up, really encouraging us to wait it out last week, just giving ourselves that patience. We're going to continue to see the urge to be patient and the encouragement to be patient this week. And then in the middle of the week last week, we had the Power Over the Seven Scorpions card. I'm going to tell you why that card is even more important this week as well. But that card was really just encouraging us to start using our voice to release and let go of any negative energy, okay? And then at the end of the week, which is the energy that we're in right now, we had the Have Fun card, okay? So we're meant to have fun this weekend. It's a 3-day weekend for most of us. It's time to just relax, enjoy, have fun, connect with your friends and family, and really just appreciate life, okay? Now, that was a really powerful energy last week. Now, we did jump into a brand new month last week as well, and the card for the new month, this month, September 2021, based on my annual card reading all the way from January, was intentions. Intentions, okay? And last month we had that radical faith, really calling us to be faithful, to trust, to be completely just out on a limb, just trusting in our faith, trusting in our higher power, trusting in our source. And because we've developed that faith and that trust, now we get to use it for intention setting, okay? And what better time than a new moon tomorrow? So this is a really important reading. If this is the first time you've ever seen any of my weekly readings, welcome. You joined at the right time. And if you have taken a break, or you're somebody who just pops in here and there, your spirit guides got your back, because this is a great reading to be stepping into. And for those of you who are always here every week, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Yeah, y'all ready? Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know in the comments. I hope I can see everybody's chat. So throw a chat in here, throw a little hi, a little thumbs up, something in the chat so I know it's working. And let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. So we're covering today's date, September 5th, all the way to, oh, there's Megan. Cool. Thank you so much. Yay, the chat's working. September 5th today, all the way to September 12th, 2021. Ooh, I wish you would have just seen this white butterfly that just came up to my face. That was so cool. So today's message, okay, the first message, really directing the flow of your dreams by setting intentions. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Mama Gwen came in with a win. I left my crystals, y'all, and Mama Gwen brought them to me. Thank you so much. So directing the flow, okay? Directing the flow of your dreams by setting intentions. All right, we just talked about the importance of intentions and why it's important right now, okay, for this month and for the new moon, okay? We're gonna talk more about that as well. Let me know if you all can hear me. They just started construction, didn't expect that. Let me know if you can hear me though, okay? If you can't, then I will move and we will keep rocking and rolling. So the directing of the flow of your dreams by setting intentions and reading the synchronicities, okay? So first you want to set your intentions, okay? Set your intentions for what you want. What is it that you actually desire, okay? And then once you set your intentions, you want to read the synchronicities that start showing up, because the synchronicities is spirit, God, source's way, the universe's way of letting you know what path to follow based on the intentions you set, okay? So step 1, set your intentions this week, okay? Step 2, read the synchronicities that show up and guide you through your path to your intentioned goal. Then you want to ask questions, okay? This is step 3. Step 3, asking questions on what is leading you and why, okay? And I'll do a video on this probably tomorrow for Manifestation Monday. I've been bringing those back on Instagram. Actually, all of my IGTV video dailies I'm bringing back. I did my first week of them last week. I was getting back into the flow. I was a little rusty, but I'm like back in it now. I feel good about it. I'm feeling like I'm tapping in all the way now, and I'm super excited to do a little video about these 3 steps tomorrow. But write it down so that you don't miss a day, okay? Might as well get it now while you're here. So direct the flow of your dreams. You want to set your intentions first, read the synchronicities that show up, and then ask questions on what is leading you and why, okay? That is going to really help you with your manifestation this week. That's going to really help you to use this power of intentions this month and with this new moon tomorrow in your favor. And you want to get specific, okay? We talked about being specific a couple of weeks ago, really asking specifically for what you want. If you know what you want, don't play it small. Don't shy from the details. Tell spirit what you want. You are God energy. You are an extension of it. And the more that you embody that and show source that that is what you know to be true, the more source will support you, because it is true, okay? And it gets to support you when you are conscious and embodied in it, okay? Let's see if there's any cards for our intention setting, starting with this week, okay? Because the intention setting is so powerful. I'm gonna just ask the guides if there's anything specific that we should know about intention setting. Okay, the star card is coming up. Look at that, the star card. So really this is about, oh, I'm getting a lot of messages with this. This is about wishing on a star. This is about kind of wishing on the moon, right? Wishing on the star, wishing on a moon. This is also recognizing the star that you are and the star power that you have, okay? Realizing that you are a star in your reality. You are the celebrity. You are the president. You are the king, the queen, whatever you want to call it. You are the ruler of your realm in your own life, okay? So be that star and decide and dictate what it is you want your life to be and look like, and you will start to manifest it, okay? Such a powerful energy. And it's cool because when Mama Gwen brought me my crystals, she brought me this one, which is the star obsidian. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Ah, so nice. So be the star, okay? Be the star in your life. That's how you're going to really set those intentions with more power. Think about yourself as that star in your life and then set your intentions based on that. If you could dictate everything in your life, detail by detail, exactly how you wanted it, what would you choose? What exactly would you intend on? What goals would you set? And how would your emotions feel in setting those goals? How confident would you feel in setting those goals when you know that you're the star of your reality, okay? Now, the other part of this is check your ego. Okay, I'm going to be saying this throughout the entire reading because it's important. Virgo energy has a lot of ego and energy, but it's also nice that it has ego energy because the Virgo energy has this way about using its ego in a positive way if it can tame it in that way. So we're going to be taming our ego this week, and we're going to be checking our ego, but we're not going to be killing off our ego or completely annihilating it, because we do need the ego to help us feel confident enough to pursue our goals, to help us feel confident enough to stay disciplined, driven, and ambitious enough to stay consistent and things like that. So it does serve us, but we're going to be checking our ego a lot this week. So the way we want to check our ego this week in directing our flow in our intention intention setting is to really make sure that we're patient, because when we start reading the synchronicities and we start feeling the truth of our intentions showing up and taking traction, we're going to start to want it right away. And we're gonna maybe start to get a little impatient when we try to force it or control it, or when we try to manifest it the way we want it to be, okay? It's not always gonna manifest that way. Remember, it's a co-creation. So check your ego in this intention setting in the next couple of days, and also make sure you know, that you're patient, divine timing, divine order, okay? All right, the next thing that I was picking up on is you want to check others' intentions too, okay? You want to check others' intentions too with communications, with contracts, with relationships, with experiences in our life, our work, our play, our family life, everything. We want to check into intentions, and we want to observe other people's intentions, okay? Like I said, this week and this month is all about intention setting, and this week especially because of the new moon in Virgo. So pay attention to other people's intentions, not just intentions in their life, but intentions for your role in their life. What are their intentions for your relationship with them? What are their intentions in their work relationship with you, or what they plan on, creating with you? What is the agenda behind certain people that you meet? And pay attention to that. It's not to judge people or to overanalyze them in an unhealthy way. It's more so to just observe. Look people in their eyes. Notice that the eyes are the gateway to the soul. And if you feel something's off in somebody's eyes and they're saying one thing, but their eyes feel differently, then trust that, because there may be some alternative or ulterior intentions that you're not aware of, an ulterior agenda, okay? And this could be something that is really simple, like, they're wanting to, go on a date with you, or, it could also be something like, they're intending to, cut you out of a very important deal, right? So it could go either way. It could be anywhere on the spectrum. So check other people's intentions, make sure that they're pure, observe and feel it out, look people in their eyes. That is going to be something that we're going to all use as light workers a lot more, is looking people in their eyes and really noticing the energy there. And they are also going to notice our energy and our intolerance for certain energies if the energy is not matching, okay? So we're going to be able to communicate a lot with our eyes. We're going to be able to connect a lot with our eyes, and we're starting to get more activated in that way. Our vision is becoming clearer. We are raising our vibration and our insight, and thus our eyesight, okay? Really, really powerful stuff. So pay attention to that. Let's go ahead and pull a card about checking other people's intentions. My cards are a little all over the place because it's super windy out here, so bear with me, and I'm not at my desk like I usually am. But let's see if there's anything about checking other people's intentions. What do we need to know from the guides about checking other people's intentions? A lot of people's intentions are going to be hard to sift through. You're going to have to observe for a little bit longer than you expect. You're going to have to really hear them out. You're going to have to give them time to show you their colors. So this may mean having a couple of conversations with them about the same thing to see if anything switches up. This is also going to mean observing their actions with other people, not just you. Take the observation a little bit farther. Take the observation into other layers of connection with these people and with these experiences. What are the intentions behind this event or whatever, okay? And the Miracles card comes up with other people's intentions. So by being observant of other people's intentions, we are going to be able to manifest miracles, because we're actually going to be able to sift through what intentions are not aligned with ours, which is going to give us even more connection and even more, we're just going to be more prone to meeting other people that can manifest miracles for us, because their intentions are going to be aligned with ours. So the more we weed out the people that are not aligned with our intentions, or the experiences, the events, whatever, the more we're going to find people that are. okay? And that's going to produce miracles in our intention setting ourselves, okay? Because spirit is working through our ability to observe and to weed out that stuff to bring us into our soul tribe communities or into our connections with others who have the same goals as us and who can help make them happen, okay? So pay attention to your intuition around that. What are other people's intentions? And if it doesn't feel right, move on, okay? We're also in a retrograde shadow. It started early AF, okay? A lot of us are feeling a lot of retrograde energy right now already, okay? And the retrograde isn't even until the 20th of September, okay? But our Mercury retrograde shadow is already showing up, and I've been feeling it. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But before I do, I want to talk about a reckoning. This was a little blurb message that I got right before I started the live, and Spirit was saying there's a reckoning coming. There's a reckoning coming. And it kind of freaked me out, but I was like, what is this reckoning? And Spirit had me Google the definition just to get an understanding of the other definitions involved with reckoning, because a lot of people have a very negative connotation with it, a very, kind of apocalyptic or Judgment Day kind of connotation with it, which I would not say is not the case. I would say that could be the case, and it very well is part of our energy as we evolve through this 5D, 3D to 5D experience. We are going to see somewhat of a judgment day. We're already seeing it. We are going to see somewhat of these trails and remnants and hints towards apocalyptic type of experiences. We're already seeing it. The crashes of certain industries, certain systems, continued plummeting of the economic worth of the dollar and all of these things. So we're seeing it happening, plague and famine, right? We're seeing these traces of that stuff showing up in the world. But, ooh, did you all see that? I wonder if it went over the camera. Did it go over the camera? That was a huge bumblebee. Do you remember last week we had a baby bee show up? I was talking about it, landed on my hand, and now we just saw a huge bumblebee show up. So we're literally 3D to 5D evolution, right? Small to big, kind of constricted to expanded, this energy of maturing spiritually, this energy of maturing into our prosperity, our abundance, and all that. What a beautiful message. So a reckoning is coming with this. And the definition that stuck out to me from my guides when I looked it up was the settlement definition, that this is going to be a settlement of a dispute based on judgments, based on a decision from source for our lives as a mass collective, and for our lives personally. Feels like it may have something to do with the vaccine a little bit. I'm feeling like a little bit of the vibes with that, but some kind of settlement, some kind of agreement or understanding based on judgment, some kind of some reckoning there, okay? We're gonna notice it, and I can't really tell you what it's gonna look like. I can feel the energy of it. It feels like some people are gonna have to face a different truth. Some people are going to have to abandon a lot of what they thought was true. Some people are going to feel confused and kind of, but also there's going to be kind of a balance of opinion. There's going to be kind of a balance of connection. You hear those tones? It's crazy. I think those are the cicadas, y'all. Crazy, right? There's so much going on out here. It's amazing. Nature is amazing. I just love it. I just love being out here. So yeah, a decision from source about our life is coming, and it's going to balance things out. It's going to create a settlement or some kind of negotiation in the energy that has been contradictory or oppositional, right? Opposing. One of those two words. You know what I'm saying. So that's going to be interesting. Let's pull a card on that because I'm super curious. I'm going to pull a shadow work card because reckoning always gives us a little bit of that vibe of doing some shadow work. And I do feel called to share that it's important not to be wrapped up in judgment of others or judgment of self this week as well. When we already have a reckoning from spirit, we don't need to overjudge because we're already feeling that energy of intuitive judgment and spiritual judgment. And so we want to just go with that. We don't want to force, egoic judgment. Does that make sense? So there's a difference between egoic judgment and spiritual judgment, or conscious judgment. You can use any word you want, but ultimately it's a different energy, right? When you have your ego involved. So again, checking your ego. All right, so here we go with the reckoning. The reckoning is a settlement, a repair in a disputing of a relationship. It says making amends rather than fun times reveals this relationship's true constitution, okay? Making amends rather than fun times reveals a relationship's true constitution, okay? So the commitment between two sides and the ability to make amends is what's going to allow for a settlement between two judgments with this reckoning. And so it's going to be an interesting way that shows up. And in our personal lives, if there's a relationship you've been struggling with, repair the relationship as best you can. It doesn't mean you need to continue the relationship in the way that you had it before, but it does mean that you can create a settlement, a understanding, a neutrality or a peace between two sides, okay? A situation where both people can feel okay with how things went, okay? That's going to be a big one, especially because, let's talk about it, the Mercury retrograde shadow that I was just talking about. It's time to talk about it now because this is a perfect segue. The battle of the exes, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you do. If you don't, let me fill you in. Every Mercury retrograde, most Mercury retrogrades. I shouldn't say every because that's a little bit much, but most Mercury retrogrades will cause a returning or a resurfacing of ex relationships in love or in work partners, old contracts that were close to your heart and that were really connected to your voice and your expression of self at some point in time. Those are going to surface, and you're going to start to see these. I call it the battle of the exes because a lot of times it's more than one ex that shows up, and they're kind of got different intentions, and maybe they have the same intentions, and you kind of like stuck in the middle. Really, the battle though is not that surface. The actual battle of the exes is the battle within yourself, the temptation that it causes to go backwards rather than forwards. Okay, and sometimes we need to go backwards only to look at it, right? To observe it, to reflect on it, maybe to redirect it, right? But we usually are not being called to go back to it, to do everything the same, and to just experience that whole thing again. No, if that was the case, we would just be here experiencing things over and over again, and we would never evolve. And that is not what we came here to do, okay? We came here to move forward. And so if you need to look back at something like an ex or ex relationship, or a couple of them even, and you're seeing the hints from spirit to do so, do it. But it doesn't mean that you need to go back into it. Do not fall into the temptation of that energy of going backwards, of doing the old things that you did before, okay? This is a big thing. Don't be tempted by the old energy, all right? Pay attention when it shows up and be conscious in your reaction. Be conscious in your observation. Check the intentions. Check your own ego, right? Make sure that your intentions for yourself are also beneficial for them. Make sure you're not dragging somebody along or manipulating or doing something that is not kind, right? And make sure that you're doing what treating people how you would want to be treated as well. But make sure you're not going back to old energy, okay? Let's see what the cards say about that. Let me see if I can get my Mary Magdalene cards on love in here, because that is always a good vibe for this kind of stuff. So the battle of the exes, y'all, it's real. And like I said, it's not just ex relationships romantically. It can be ex business partners. It can be ex friends, people that just were in your life for a moment in time, very closely, very intensely, and then left your life very intensely, and it was necessary, right? There's a reason why you left. And so don't forget that reason, but also if you need to reflect on something, if you need to know something about the relationship that you missed before, if you need to see how the patterns are showing up similarly in your life now because that relationship was there, whatever it is, pay attention to the synchronicities, okay? Serendipity is the answer for this, all right? We want to follow our blissful, lighthearted energy. Remember last week we got the message about loving lighter, loving in a more lighthearted way. So it means we don't have to take things so seriously. We can actually laugh at some things. We can actually joke around. We can actually be lighthearted and maybe even a little flirty and fun. But we want to make sure the intentions on the depths of it are very clear, and that you are very conscious throughout the process of connecting to any ex or talking through a relationship or even just reflecting on it, using this energy to become more blissful, okay? Using the reflections, using the observation of the old to find your bliss in the future, to be serendipitous, to be lighthearted, to be fun, to be flirty, to be adventurous, to go forth with an excitement and a joy and a lightness. Remember, the old is gone, it's past, you let it go. You're no longer weighed down by that. So enjoy the light, free energy that you have available to play and frolic in that lighthearted energy from the past, or from letting go of the past, okay? Does that make sense? So good. So pay attention to the battle of the X's. I'm literally checking off every message I say from my notes because my notes are crazy today. They are not organized. All right, so the next message, and just a reminder, this is part of the retrograde shadow that I just talked about, that battle of the X's, but we're also going to see things with the retrograde shadow, the Mercury retrograde shadow, where technology is being a little weird, communications being a little interesting. It's not all the way in retrograde energy yet, but there's just little trickles of it. Contracts are hard to sign, things are hard to commit to right now. Judgments, things like that are taking longer to make. So just pay attention to that. And it's an early Mercury retrograde shadow. It's starting literally today and tomorrow. It's more so on the records tomorrow, but I've been feeling it today and even earlier than that, like over this weekend. And you know, Mercury retrograde actually doesn't start until like the 20th of September. So we're going to be feeling that one pretty intensely, and it's going to be the last one of the year. So just gear up for all the Mercury retrograde feels. We can't really avoid it. It's in the stars, but what we can do is know what it is, educate ourselves on it, and prepare for it so we can be as graceful through it as possible. Okay? All right, so the last message before we get into new moon stuff, and actually a couple little messages. I always do that. Isn't that funny? I always do that. I'm like, oh, the last message. Actually, the last 3 messages. No. But we're going to get into new moon stuff in just a second and some more astrology, and then we'll close it out. But this next message is about power and control. This is another part of the check your ego at the door message for this week, okay? In order for our intentions to be most manifested in a successful and prosperous way this week, we have to check our ego at the door, and we have to make sure that our communications, our conversations, our arguments, our debates are no longer based in a need to control or overpower someone or something, okay? Our arguments, our debates, our conversations are not meant for that if we want to move forward. If we want to move forward, they should be based in a desire to evolve into something greater for everyone in the conversation, for everyone in the world, for everyone in the project or the team or whatever you're communicating on, to evolve, okay, in the best way possible for the highest good of all, okay? So we want to really make sure that our conversations are no longer based in this egoic need to overpower or to control someone or something or a certain outcome, okay? I've noticed a lot this week and this weekend and last week, that this energy was starting to creep in, and it's going to be even stronger this week, where people are going to want to have conversations with you, and you're going to notice their intentions, right? Remember, paying attention to other people's intentions. You're going to notice that their intentions are not to have a conscious conversation or for both people to feel good at the end of the conversation or for a solution to be created. A lot of their desire is going to be based in a need to control or overpower you or others, okay? And we're going to see that that. We're going to be able to see through it, especially when we look at people in their eye and feel into the energy of their heart and what's behind what they're saying. And you're going to be able to see through the BS, okay? Which is going to be great, but you got to keep your mind's eye open and you got to keep your heart open to really observing that. And you also have to stay out of the egoic loop, because usually when somebody gets in their ego and starts spewing it at you, you have a tendency, it's a normal human behavior to respond in an egoic way, because you're going to mirror it, or you're going to defend yourself, or you're going to get into that kind of place where you're not as in control of your communication as you once were, okay? Because now you're emotionally involved, right? They've spewed their ego at you, it's all over you, and now you just want to respond with ego back. No, we can't do that, okay? If we want to be successful in changing the world and changing the way everybody communicates in a more healthy way, we've got to stand up first and demand it through our own action, through our own example. We've got to make sure that we don't fall into the ego trap, that we don't have arguments, conversations, or debates for the purpose of overpowering or over controlling someone, okay, or something. Just really honoring people's opinion, respecting others, knowing that you don't have to win an argument for it to be a good argument. You can just learn something. You can just feel good about the fact that you heard a new perspective. You can feel good about the fact that you were mentally stimulated today. You can feel good about the fact that maybe you were more validated in your own opinion, but you don't have to win that person over. You don't have to control their own opinion or their life or their decisions or their actions. Don't have a debate just to do that, right? Let people have their own sovereignty, because if you want your sovereignty, right, you've got to give others theirs. It can't be a egoic hierarchical thing where only you get sovereignty or people like you get sovereignty and everybody else doesn't get a chance to choose, right? So honoring that, so important. Let's see what comes up there. We just had a message. Oh, yes. I love it. Okay, so let's see. Boom. I don't know what is going on. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and keep going. I just had to clear that weirdo out. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and jump into a card for this, because I'm really wondering what Spirit has for these arguments, okay? I think that's pretty funny too. That was like totally a person like arguing for power and control, right? It was weird how that happens. I cleared out the comments, so those of you watching on the replay, you probably won't even see it and know what I'm talking about. But for those of you who did, you see it. You see it, right? You see it how Spirit shows us examples as we do this thing. I love it. Okay, so no more arguments, debates, conversations for power and control. What does Spirit have for us in regards to this? Be the light. Just stay in the light. Stay in the light, and that is what you are doing to survive those egoic wars or those conversations with people that are battling you or trying to overpower you or control you or put energy onto you. I think I need to like put this person in. I think, yeah, there we go. How do I get this person out? There we go. Boom, you're hidden, bruh. You're hidden, you're hidden, you're hidden. Bam, bam, bam. I worship, blah, blah, blah. You hidden, you hidden, you hidden, you hidden. I am the light, man. Okay. All right, y'all. I just cleared that out with some light. All right. I was like, why is this person still commenting? Let me get him out of here. What? Okay, so like I said, leading by example so we can get all those weird energies out. Be the light. Be the light, right? We're not here to control or convince anybody of anything. If this resonates with you, it resonates with you. If it doesn't, see you later, right? But be the light either way, because you are responsible for your own light. It says, imagine yourself as a being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are, okay? And remember that people are attracted to your brilliance, okay? And we're going to start to see a lot of people that do not know how to access their own light, or who are confused or in their ego about their light or their perceived light, that starts to attack or try to diminish or try to dull yours, okay? We just saw it with that guy on the comments, or that person, okay? So honoring the fact that light also attracts moths to the flame, right? Moths are always attracted to the flame. You know, that is the shadow work. I've got a butterfly and a moth for that reason. We don't want to disrespect the moth. We understand that it's evolving, it's growing, and it represents a certain kind of duality, a certain kind of shadow, a certain kind of energy that is important, right? It is what helps us to evolve. It gives us the motivation to evolve and to clear and to set intentions and to manifest new energy, right? So it's a beautiful thing, but we want to also remember we're the light and we have the ability to shine, and we don't need to worry about overshining things or outshining things, but we do need to worry about protecting our shine, making sure that nothing tries to come and harm it or dull it, because we need as much light in this world as possible, right? And all of us here, this Web of Light community, are doing their part to do so. So I'm so grateful for all of you. All right, so stay in the light during those power and control struggles. And then the last message I have before we do our little, oh, and then also I have another little segment. I had to write it down. I have two little segments after this, and then we'll do the new moon, okay? So the last message before we get into those segments is our addictions to people. I actually just did a video on this on Friday on my Instagram at Readings by Rissa. You can go watch that video. I talked all about it. But pay attention to your addictions to people, because that is also an energy of control and power that the other person has over you when you allow yourself to become addicted or obsessed or overly attached to someone, okay? This is something I've seen in a lot of the mass collective energy. So a lot of you are experiencing it in all your different ways. I have experienced traces of it as well. It is showing up everywhere, okay? We want to be mindful of any addictions that we have to people, especially people we know aren't good for us, or especially people who we know just don't have that same energy back for us, okay? And it's good that they don't, because any kind of addictive energy is an overindulgence. It's a gluttony, okay? And we don't want to participate in that overindulgence. We want to have balance. That is the most divine expression of ourselves, okay? So release any addictions to people. That is going to be really important. Healing with the Angels cards are coming up to give us a little advice on what that can bring for us, and what we may want to know as a way to cope with our addictions to people. Coping with our addictions to people. How do we cope? I'm going to pull another one because we just got a repeat card, but it's also part of it. Asking for the miracles from our guardian angels. Okay? What is it that void is filling for you, or that addiction is filling for you? What void is that addiction to that person filling for you? And if it feels impossible to fill that void with anything else, think again. Because your guides, your guardian angels, they have so many things that they can fill you with. They can fill you with the miracles in your life, the dreams you've asked for, the intentions you've set. They can fill you with the energy of, your own consciousness, your own self-love, your own abundance. They can fill you with new inspiration for new creation of miracles that you can't even fathom right now, okay? It's a beautiful, beautiful energy when we call on our guardian angels of the highest love and light. And we ask them to bring us the miracles of what seems impossible, and fill our hearts with something other than the ways we've been filling them in an unhealthy or over-attached way, okay? All right, y'all. All right, two little segments, really, really quick. Hi, Houston, good to see you. So good to see everybody. Thanks, Megan, for all the love. Candace, thank you for the pep talk, everyone. Yeah, Megan says the old patterns are actions, always wanting to have the last word and call people out. Source is saying I need to just be silent right now. Yeah, checking your ego, right? Who are we to say that we have to have the last word or call people out? Why is that our job, right? It's not always our job. Sometimes Spirit does speak through us on that, but not always. We got to make sure we don't take that into our own hands too much, okay? Natalie says, speaking of weeding, I just weeded my garden. Nice. Susan's here. Hi, Susan. Daniela's here. Good to see you. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, everybody, so let's do these quick little segments I really, really love. The first one is our little word segment, the intuitive words for love, work, family life, spiritual growth. So I'm going to give you a one-word intuitive message for each area of your life. So for your work life, we have the word love, okay? We have the word love for work. So in your work life, work on what you love. Okay, if you're having a hard time deciding on what to work on, what projects to prioritize, what kind of direction to go in your career, go towards what you love. Okay, plain and simple this week. Go towards what you love when it comes to your work life. In your love life, the intuitive word is vibe. Vibe in love, okay? Love vibe, vibe in love, be the vibration of love, stay in the vibration of love. That's also how you stay in your light, okay? Like we just talked about. Stay in the vibration of love. If you vibe love, radiate love, you are going to continue to bring love in, okay? And it's also going to manifest more alchemy to clear and transmute any energy of the past or any energy of negativity. We have a lot of energy coming up for possible manipulations and obsessiveness and things like that. I'm going to explain why in the astrology part in just a second. But Power Over the Seven Scorpions card last week was a part of that as well, really kind of giving us a warning for this week, letting us know that our voice and our frequency can overpower any negative energy, okay? And we don't have to be silent in the midst of negative energy. We can use our voice and we can use our vibration of love to transmute it, okay? So for your love life, vibe in that love, and you will create more love, okay? Now, family life is pride, okay? So this is going to be a lot of checking egos at the door. We're going to be observing our own pride, attachments, and family relations and connections and communications. We're going to be called to release our ego around us, a lot of things. We're going to be humbled in our family life because family life this week is all about pride. We're also going to feel proud of our family. We're going to feel confident. We're going to feel connected once we get over any of the tests we need to pass in order to do so, okay? So stand in that pride energy in family and observe pride in family. And then in our spiritual life, it's all about strength. Strength is our intuitive word. Be strong in your spirit, strengthen your spirit, strengthen your connection to your intuition, to your guides, to God, and continue to pray and meditate and do all the things that help you feel strong, okay? And then the last little segment, okay, is what chakra is most prioritized this week, most important to focus on, and that is the throat chakra. We had the throat chakra stuff come up last week, and now we are actually feeling the result of that throat chakra clearing, and now we're feeling a lot more clear in our voice. We're feeling a lot more creative. We're feeling a lot more powerful with our voice, and we have a lot more things we can do with our voice this week to help us gain abundant success, energy, and just intentions, right? We can speak our intentions, we can communicate more clearly. There's just so many things, and I'm going to talk more about it here in the astrology as well. All right, everybody following me? Everybody good? Everybody all right? Everybody good? Everybody right? All right, so moving on, let's do astrology. Are you ready for this new moon in Virgo tomorrow? Virgo new moon tomorrow. What? All right, this is going to be a powerful energy. Tomorrow's Virgo new moon is a earth sign moon, which is of course a Virgo sign. Virgo is an earth sign, and so we are going to feel more grounded. We already have been, especially since we've been in Virgo season. Shout out to all the Virgos out there. Happy birthday and happy solar return, all the things. And Virgos are they're a really good vibe, okay? My mom's a Virgo. I've had some close friends that are Virgos. Virgos are a vibe. They are an earth sign. They're grounded. They're rooted. They're really good at kind of strategizing and manipulating certain things, not always in a bad way, but sometimes can be part of the shadow of a Virgo is manipulation. And we want to recognize that the Virgo sign is also ruled by Mercury, and we are in a Mercury retrograde shadow. And so we're going to see, and we're going to actually start Mercury retrograde right before the Virgo season ends, or right as the Virgo season ends. And so we're going to notice that our communication is going to feel more grounded and really capable of being expressed. Even though we have the Mercury retrograde, we are going to feel a lot more energy, new vibe, new energy. It's going to be blissful, actually. Virgos are really great at having fun and doing things that are really luxurious and, show out, like hype stuff. Like they're just really like in the scene, entertainment stuff, fashion, music, fun events, beautiful, luxurious homes and, trips and travels. And also, the Virgo energy brings a lot of structure, discipline, strategy. The Virgo has to strategize and really plan things out and have a really strong routine that keeps them in their energy to be the most successful at being able to have all those luxuries and fun things that they do. And so we're going to see that for ourselves, okay? We're going to see how our hard work pays off. We're going to see how our self-love also pays off and manifests more opportunities for our own entertainment and excitement and joy and fun. We're going to also feel more disciplined for balance and integrated in our throat chakra. Last week we had a lot of new balancing of ourselves. We had to really have some growing pains. We had to expand. We had to accept the moving parts and work with them. This week we're going to feel a lot more in control of the moving parts. We're going to feel like we did our job. We're going to feel a little bit more relief, and we're going to just feel more empowered in that, confident in that, okay? It's going to be a great energy with this new moon. And we are going to feel more of our voice coming through. Lots of creative energy, singing, writing, music, any kind of voice, motivational speaking, speaking to people, on deals, creating conversation about things you want to create in the world. This is all going to be supported with this Virgo new moon. And this is why the intentions and getting specific with them is going to be so important. I'm going to talk more about the Virgo new moon tomorrow on a beautiful moon talk. The time will be determined tomorrow. It's likely going to be around 5 p.m. Central Time, I think, but I'll double check. Probably between 5 to 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm not exactly sure what time, so make sure to follow me on Instagram at Readings by Rissa, and I'll be posting in my story exactly what time tomorrow, okay? But I will be talking more about it. We'll do a live conversation. You'll be able to ask me questions about the moon. We'll be able to talk a little bit more, pull some more cards, and actually enjoy the new moon energy. Even though you can't see the new moon energy, I'll try to be outside for it, or at least we'll bring the energy indoors, okay? And we'll just connect to it as a collective. All right, let's talk about and the last thing I want to say about that is that we're going to really also be paying attention to our health, career, and relationships. And some of our desire for perfection is going to also pay off eventually with this Virgo energy. So be patient, because your abundance is coming as you strive for more perfection. Perfection is not realistic, so don't expect perfection, but you can strive for it, because striving for it will help you to create the best results you can, okay? All right, let's do a quick little sneak peek new moon card, and then we will finish up with some astrology and a summary of all the cards. How's everybody feeling? Y'all loving this? Y'all vibing? Shout out to the trolls, man. I've been getting so many more trolls this week and last week, and I kind of like it. It means I'm kind of a big deal. I'm feeling quite flattered, honestly. I'm like, oh, me? Like, you took time to troll me? Little old me? Thank you. All right, so new moon energy. We just got a card about this. All right, literally, light, pillar of light. Light, pillar of light. Stay in your light, pillar of light, okay? Oh my gosh, I feel so creative. It's like songs coming through, so funny. Little jingles. But Pillar of Light is the new moon card, sneak peek, and I love this card because it's actually a poem, which I think is so perfect for the voice activation energy I just talked about and the creative writing and everything like that. So let me read it to you. It says, Pillar of light burning bright, Earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis descend, your blessings and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. Divine perfection. We just talked about perfection, striving for divine perfection. Love it. So how beautiful when the cards show up. Like, you literally can't write this. It's just so real, right? Spirit is real as F. All right, let's talk about the astrology and we'll close it out with some cards. We've got Mars in Virgo trine Pluto in Capricorn today or tomorrow. And I'm sorry, the new moon is tomorrow. Like I said, just in case I didn't mention that, I don't know if I specified. The new moon is tomorrow night. And so also tomorrow night, we have Virgo in we have Mars in Virgo trine Pluto in Capricorn. There we go. And that's going to really have us acting on the healthy new habits in order to close the door of the old habits, okay? We've got to close the door of the old habits. We can't have both, all right? And it's going to give us the motivation to do that, to really take that process into our own hands and complete that process. We're going to be feeling brand new and strong as a result of that with the Mars in Virgo trine Pluto in Capricorn tomorrow. Then we've got Venus in Libra trine Jupiter in Aquarius, which is going to really give us more social butterfly feels, which is going to elevate our throat chakra even more, feeling into our heart, speaking from our heart, wanting to be active, outgoing, social. And that's going to really bring a lot of abundance. So don't refrain from speaking or going out into social occasions and events and stuff like that with this energy tomorrow, because it's going to really benefit you. As long as you definitely go towards those things that feel intuitive, read the synchronicities, right, based on the intentions that you set. That was step 2 of the step 3 process, the 3-step process I gave you in the beginning of this reading. So pay attention to with that part too, because you want to make sure the synchronicities have lined you up to that social engagement so that you can feel even more supported by the divine. Then this is the part that we got to look out for, y'all. Okay, on the 10th, all right, which is what, Friday, we're going to see Venus in Scorpio, which can bring in a lot of jealousy, obsession, and manipulation around love and finances, okay? And it's a real one, all right? I didn't realize how strong the Scorpio energy was in those areas as far as its shadow until just a little while ago. And I'm like, dang, jealousy, manipulation, and obsession is real in the Scorpio realm. And so Venus in Scorpio, Venus ruling our love life, our pleasure, our finances, is going to be feeling a lot of those vibes. Now, Scorpio is also great for mystery, so we may feel a little bit of mystery around our love life or around finances. It's also really connected to the energy of completion and wisdom once it completes certain cycles and elevates higher. And so there's some good things with Scorpio too. It's a very transformational, rebirthing sign. So we are going to feel some rebirthing in our finances and in our love life as well. But we want to make sure that we watch out for any of the jealousy, manipulation, and obsessive parts of that so that we can rise above it. And that's really where our cautiousness comes in, our ability to be cautious. And the Power Over 7 Scorpions card that we got last week, Power Over the Scorpions, the Scorpio energy this week. So that prepped us for this week and really making sure that we use our words, we use our observation, we use our light to transmute any of the dark, shadowy parts of any of that energy that might show up. Okay, look at all the viewers all of a sudden. Like, where were you all at the top of the hour? I miss you. I love you. How you doing? All right, let's go ahead and finish up with a brand new card pull for the week. Just a summary of this week. What cards do I want to pull? What cards do I want to pull? Man, we used like all the... Oh, okay, here we go. We're going to get these Ocean Whispers cards. Oh, hi, Nico. So, beginning of the week, okay. Ooh, I got some serious underboob. Holla, holla, it's your girl. All right, so so feeling into the beginning of the week, okay. Oh my gosh, we have 19 viewers and 9 likes, so I'm seeing 199 right now on the screen, and we were just talking about that Scorpio energy. We're in September, which is the 9th month, so we are tapped into that 9, y'all. Completions, wisdom, rebirth, we are doing it. All right, beginning of the week card, here we go. Ooh, I love this. Look at that card. Look beyond the surface in the beginning of the week. Look beyond the surface. So everything on the surface is not as what it seems. We talked about that, right? We talked about watching these intentions of others, making sure we're not manipulated by others' intentions, so that we see their intentions right away. And we look beyond the surface. This is not just the intentions of others, but also intentions of certain events, intentions of certain expressions, intention of certain relationships, communities, etc. Okay, look beyond the surface. It said avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth in your world. Okay, now that's going to really be important. Don't be distracted by superficial things, and also don't be distracted by what people are saying on the surface. Okay, look underneath the surface and allow for that symbolism and that truth to be revealed, no matter what it is. Maybe somebody's being a little hard on the surface, but they're actually a softie and they're a sweetie right underneath it. Maybe somebody's actually singing really sweet and on the surface, but they're not so sweet on the inside, on this underneath. Okay, so whatever it is for you, pay attention. It may show up in different experiences, different ways. Okay, and seek ways to bring depth to your world. All right, let's do the middle of the week card with the Voyager deck here. Hopefully my cards don't fly away. There we go. It's getting all windy, y'all. Getting all windy. All right, middle of the week card. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got for the middle of the week? Here it is. Ooh. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is kind of like this, this mystic, this sage, this, it's not the hermit. You're not going so inward, but you just kind of came out of the hermit phase and you're going into kind of your practice for more magic based on the wisdom you gained from being kind of inward and constricted. So remember, we talked about the growing pains last week and how we were busting out of our cocoon, right? Now that we've come out of our cocoon, we're stepping into the Hierophant energy in the middle of the week, being intuitive, being the mystic, being the one that gets to embody the wisdom they gained in that inner reflection that they just came out of. Okay, so whatever inner reflection you just came out of, use the wisdom you gained from it and make changes based on that, make changes and choices based on that. Okay, all right, y'all, next card and final card. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the Spirit Messages deck for the end of the week. What do we have for that? New moon, who dis? New beginnings, who dis? Yeah, new beginnings. We just talked about new energy, new vibe, new opportunities. So this new moon energy is definitely going to bring that in. We are going to feel so connected to new beginnings this week. We want to keep specific with our intentions. We want to follow that step-by-step process that I put at the beginning of this reading. Don't forget to go check that out. It's a 3-step process that's going to help you tap into your intuition even more and your intention setting to make it most successful, okay, for the new beginnings you're setting in your life. And this card says, everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Trust it, okay? Trust it. Let the old stuff go. Step into the new. Keep committing to it. Put some disciplines and routines in place to help you commit and stay consistent to your new beginnings you're manifesting, and watch it happen, okay? Go look at the 3-step process I gave you at the top of this reading. I'm also going to be going on my Instagram all week, IGTV, Manifestation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, Freedom Friday. They're all back on my Instagram TV, and it's at Readings by Rissa, so don't forget that. Also, I did post about my Attitude of Gratitude event last week. I had a great event on Monday with all of the group that showed up, and I have recorded the session for everybody's viewing pleasure who would like it. So if you would like a replay of the Attitude of Gratitude event, it's only $9.99 USD. Send me a DM at Readings by Rissa on Instagram, or email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send you that replay. And I think it will be really great for intention setting as well, because it's going to help you really stay consistent in manifesting abundance from the intentions that you're seeking, okay? It's going to be a powerful energy. So if you're interested in that Attitude of Gratitude masterclass that I did live on Monday, the replay is available, $9.99 USD. Send me a message, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or at readingsbyrissa on Instagram. I also have my very first Starseed podcast episode with my sister, Penelope, and we are going on our first podcast episode premiere on Wednesday, the 8th, okay? So what a great time right after a new moon to talk about Starseed energy. Our first episode is all about what is a starseed and how to tell if you are one. And that episode is going to be available on on Wednesday, the 8th, September 8th. And it's on Anchor FM, the app. So you can download Anchor and you can tap in that way. But go ahead and follow us, Starseeds Only on Instagram and Starseeds Only on Twitter. And that way you can really find out when we are dropping the premiere, because I will be dropping the time this week to give you all that info so you can join and listen to our very first Starseeds Only podcast. So I'm super excited about it. It's near and dear to my heart. I feel like it's just a perfect time to do it. So I'm super excited to share that with all of you. All right. Our card for the month, Natalie, is Intentions for September. We just got off of Radical Faith, or the Faith card from August, and now we are in Intentions. And I love that the Hierophant was your September card of the month. So cool. So look at you, just vibing, connecting, aligning, reading the synchronicities, following all those signs. I love it. Good job, everyone. It was so good to see you. I will see you next week for a brand new weekly reading, 1:11 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. As soon as I get versed in the new YouTube streaming, I'll be back with my camera and the widescreen and all of that. But thanks for being patient. It's a completely different system. I've been traveling and I just got back yesterday, actually last night at like 2 a.m. So your girl did not have time to review that today, but I will do my best to get that up and running for the big screen kind of vibe in the next couple weeks. All right. Love you all. Peace and blessings. If you need a reading from me, you know where to find me. Booking is all in the description of all these readings, and I will see you next week. Peace.